Alright, hello guys, good morning, good day. So for today we'll be discussing about emergency repairs in the engine room. So as we have mentioned from previous meetings, we're going to discuss these finals about emergency repairs, methods of emergency repairs, and the demonstration of emergency repairs, of course, in the engine room. So let's start with the meaning. What is an emergency repair? Emergency repairs in maritime context refers to immediate or urgent maintenance or fixes that are necessary to address critical issues on ship or vessels. So ito yung mga repairs na kailangan nating gawin just after we know that there is a problem. We have to shut down the engine if the engine is the problem. We have to shut it down, then do whatever we can do in our power using the tools that we have on board. Or even pag hindi na natin talaga siya kaya, gamit tayo ng tugboat kapag hindi na, for example, the problem is at the main propulsion system, we can ask for tugboats, we can ask for salvage ships para naman hindi tayo mahirapan on our own. But if we can do it on our own, then that will be better. So that is what we're going to be discussing in this topic. So emergency repair often require rapid assessment, decision making, and action by trained personnel on board the vessel, depending on the severity of the situation. Crew members may attempt to carry out repairs using onboard tools, spare parts, and resources. In more serious cases, external assistance, such as from specialized repair teams or yung technicians natin, tugboats, or salvage vessels may be necessary. So effective emergency repair procedures, including contingency plans and regular training, are essential components of maritime safety management system to mitigate risks and ensure prompt resolution of critical issues at sea. So ito yung sinasabi ko lagi sa inyo na the emergency response during emergency situations are all stated in your safety management system. Different companies have different safety management system. So once na mag-onboard na kayo sa vessel nyo during your OJTs or your training or your cadetship training, then you have to read the safety management system for you to be able to know what you're going to do during emergency situations. So that is the importance of the safety management system. Okay, so let's move on to the importance of emergency repair. What is emergency repair? As we have mentioned earlier, ito yung mga ginagawa natin if there is a problem sa ship. We can do whatever we can do in our power to bring it back into normal condition, or if not in normal condition, as long as it is in operational condition. So the importance of emergency repair is of course for the safety of personnel. Ito yung safety natin sa barko. Of course, kailangan we have to be always safe. Sabi nga lahat ng mga barko natin may nakapaskil doon. Safety first, engage brain before head, diba? Mga ganun. So it is very important for our own safety. Engine room systems are critical for the operation of the vessel, and any malfunction or breakdown can pose immediate risks to the safety of the crew on board. Emergency repairs are essential to address these issues promptly and ensure the well-being of personnel working in the engine room. Okay, we all know that the ship or the mothership that we're going to board in is the safest place sa gitna ng dagat. That will be your safest place. So you have to make sure that your ship is always seaworthy para maiwasan natin or to secure our safety. That is why I have discussed to you before yung importance ng planned maintenance system para maiwasan natin na magkaroon ng emergency repair. Diba? Meron tayong preventive maintenance, predetermined maintenance, reactive maintenance, something like that. So that is the importance of planned maintenance system. And of course, for our own safety. The next one we have here is preventing further damage. Of course, kapag we already rectified the problem, then we prevented it to have a further damage. For example, there's a small leaking dun sa pipe mo. Or for example, let's make it simple. Sa copper pipe mo, there's a small leaking. What you're going to do? Do you need to tatalihan mo ba siya ng rubber? para hindi na mag-leak yung tubig na dumadaloy doon. Or you can just isolate it, remove it, soldahin mo, or i-brazing mo, then you have to put it back and test it if there's still leaking. What is the best choice? Kung kulang yung oras, maybe you can do that. For example, there's a pilot on board. I think you can do that. Lagyan mo muna siya ng rubber or plastic, then rubber, para hindi na siya mag-leak. But if there is no time, or if there is enough time for you to rectify the problem, then you can just remove it. If pwede mo siyang i-isolate, then pwede mo siyang i-isolate at meron ka pa ring alternative to use that system, then you can just remove it, change it with the new one, and then change it with the new one, then i-install mo siya ulit. Or you can just rectify it, soldahin mo siya, i-brazing mo siya for you to be able to use it properly. Okay, so that is, ito yung mga importance ng emergency repair, at ito yung mga iniiwasan natin. Next, maintaining operational capability. Of course, we want to maintain our machineries on board para it is in optimal condition at all times. Engine room systems are vital for propulsion, maneuverability, and essential services of the vessel such as power generation, ventilation, and water supply. Emergency repairs enable the restoration of these systems, allowing the vessel to maintain its operational capability and continue its voyage safely. Ito yung mga iniiwasan natin. Ito yung mga kailangan nating i-maintain on board ship para the operations is smooth and walang aberya. Diba? Yun yung gusto natin. The next one is environmental protection. Engine room systems, particularly those related to fuel and lubrication, have potential to cause environmental pollution in the event of leaks, spills, or malfunctions. Prompt emergency repairs help mitigate these risks and prevent environmental damage by containing and resolving issues before they escalate. So, environmental protection in the sense na if you are, for example, you're transferring bilges and sludge to shore connection, and then napansin mo na merong nag-leak doon sa hose, then you can press the emergency stop button, then you need to discontinue what you're doing. That is a strict compliance for our environmental protection. And there are a lot more about this, but I will not discuss it in this topic. Okay. Next one is commercial considerations. Ito naman yung profit. Let's say it's the profit of the owner, the profit of the operators, the ship owners, and cargo interests. So kapag well-maintained yung barko mo, then you're preserving or you are doing your job efficiently. Diba? Kasi alam ko, isang oras na tenga ng barko costs around $100,000. So ito yung iniwasan natin sa barko. Alright? So those are the importance of emergency repair. And just to conclude, the importance of emergency repairs for engine room systems lies in their critical role in ensuring the safety, integrity, and operational efficiency of the vessel, as well as in safeguarding the environment and supporting the economic interests of the maritime industry. So, ayun yung importance of emergency repair. That is all the conclusion that we have discussed from the previous slides. Let's move on. So, ano na naman yung mga bagay or what are those things that are prone to emergencies? I'm gonna state some facts here. I'm gonna state a short list, but this list does not end here. There's a lot more to it, but these are the most common ones that you're going to encounter, of course, in your career. The first one is your propulsion system. Propulsion system is your main engine or your main propulsion system. This one includes the main engine, the propellers, the shafting, reduction gears, thrust bearings, and all the parts of your propulsion system, lalong-lalo na sa main engine natin. So emergencies in the propulsion system can result from engine breakdowns, shaft misalignments, propeller damage leading to loss of propulsion and potentially endangering the vessel. So lagi-lagi meron talagang problema yan, hindi natin maiiwasan due to depreciation of the parts maybe, or due to human error maybe, or due to yeah, human error is actually 85% of the time. So usually yan talaga yung problema. So these are the emergencies that you need to. Alam ko this main propulsion as a cadet, pagsampa ninyo, of course you are still learning the trade, but as a cadet, I want you to read your SMS para naman kahit sabihing cadet lang kayo, you know what you're doing during emergency situations. So, kapag alam mo na kung ano yung gagawin mo, then you know already what to do. Alam mo na kung ano yung hahanapin mo na things, ano na hahanapin mo na ihahanda mo na tools. You may not be the one thinking what's going to happen, but you already know what to do during these times. Kaya yung hindi ka nagpapanik, baka matataranta ka agad, tatalon ka agad sa dagat. No. You have to do your duties and responsibilities during emergency situations. Di ba, as a cadet, alam ko, you are tasked to assist as required. So, you guys have to chill out. Kaya masyadong matakot. Alright, so next one we have here is the power generation system. Power generation system naman is ito na yung generator mo, yung alternator along with the switchboards, electrical distribution panels, emergency switchboards, generators, electrical short circuits, or power outages. So ito yung mga problema natin sa generator. For example, nag-trip yung generator mo, then that is the problem for power generation system. Usually, nangyayari yan pag na-overload yung generator natin. For example, hindi mo alam na naka 100% na pala yung running niya. Sige ka pa rin paandar ng mga pumps, sige ka pa rin paandar ng mga fan, magti-trip talaga at magti-trip yan. Magkakaroon ka ng blackout, magkakaroon ka ng preferential trip, but this one, iniiwasan natin yan. So you have to read the manuals of your diesel generator also. If you do not want to read the manuals, you can ask your engineers on board para alam niyo din kung ano yung limit ng generator na ginagamit ninyo. Okay? Next one is the fuel systems. Ano ba yung fuel systems natin? This one composes of your fuel tanks, pipings, filters, pumps, and fuel injection systems for diesel engines. Emergencies in fuel systems can occur due to leaks, contamination, or fuel pump failures, leading to fuel spills, engine stalling, or even fires in extreme cases. Ito talaga yung we're actually focusing on this one because ayaw natin magkaroon ng fire sa loob ng engine room. Kasi fire, you cannot fight fire. Sobrang hirap kalabanin yung fire. A small fire could lead to a big fire, tapos yung big fire, di mo na siya mapatay. The last resort that you can do is to bring down the CO2. Paano kapag may tao pa sa loob? Diba? That's a life and death situation na kasi talaga yan. That is why we are very strict sa fire. I just want to instill it to you na ngayon pa lang you guys need to be fire hazard. Dapat may chronic unease na din kayo sa mga sa mga fire things. So I'll just give you an example. This one has already happened. Doon kasi sa namin, sa last ship ko, madami kasi talagang leaking kasi kaka-take over lang namin doon sa Indian crew. And we all know that Indians, not all of them, but Indians are not really that good at working. So since madaming leak, yung fuel is laging nagdi-drip. Di-drip siya, napupunta na siya doon sa turbocharger area. Nandun na siya, nakakahigop na yung turbocharger, and then nag-slide na yung fuel doon. So what we had to do is, since hindi namin makita-kita kung saan yung nagtutulo-tulo, nilalagyan namin ng mga rugs doon, nilalagay lang namin just to contain the fuel para hindi na siya mag-slide doon or hindi na siya magkalat sa ibang place. But that is very, very dangerous kasi we all know that rugs is your cotton. And we all know that cotton is a spontaneous, yung combustion niya is spontaneously. So, there comes a time, alam naman natin yung main engine natin is sobrang init. It could reach around 100 degrees Celsius. Yung fuel oil natin could flush it around 97, 100 plus, depende sa fuel na meron kayo on board. So ito yung iniiwasan natin. There was some time na yung wiper kasi namin sobrang hilig niya mag-iwan ng rugs doon to contain. Actually, I myself have left some rugs there. Kasi ayaw kong sobrang daming nilinisan kaya iniiwan namin siya doon. Ngayon, one time, sobrang init, nandun kami nasa Pakistan kami. Sobrang init ng engine room, umaabot siya ng 45 degrees Celsius. Tapos, biglang lumiyab. Delikado nga kasi nag-iwan kami ng rugs. Biglang lumiyab, buti na lang small car lang siya, nadaan siya gamit ng, buti na lang there's someone on duty during that time. Nakita ka agad na apula siya gamit ang portable fire extinguisher. Luckily for us, di ba? So, ayaw natin mangyari yun. So, ngayon pa lang sinasabi ko na sa inyo, wag kayong mag-iwan ng oily rugs or even rugs sa main engine natin. Kasi it could cause fire sometime. Okay? So, that's the lesson I want to share with you or instill to you this time. Next one we have here is the cooling systems. kung maalala ninyo yung diniscuss ko sa inyo na case study during our prelims, yung nagkaroon ng blackout dahil yung cooling system niya is nawalan ng suction. I think the findings that we had or that we found out is parang yung conclusion natin doon is marumi yung filter kaya hindi na siya makasuction ng tubig para i-distribute sa system kaya naging high temperature yung cooling water natin and that lead to a blackout, diba? That is the importance of cooling system din. So, iniwasan din natin na masira yung cooling system natin. Okay? Cooling systems, usually, alam nyo na yan doon sa troubleshooting or doon sa cause and repair na parang pina-exam ko sa inyo doon sa test number 2 ninyo, doon sa cause and repair or the cause or the malfunction of the pumps. For example, no suction. Of course, madumi yung filter. Something like that. So, you guys already know what I'm talking about. Next is the lubrication system. Sa lubrication system naman natin is this one is also very important that could lead into cascading things. Pag walang lubrication yung main engine mo na mangyayari sa metal-to-metal contact, kakaroon siya ng scratches, diba? Pag may scratches yan, there could be iinit, diba? Walang friction na siya, nagfi-friction na siya, wala na siyang lubrication. Iinit yan until such time na magsiseize na siya, didikit na siya doon sa cylinder liner, then problema na naman, diba? So, that is the importance of lubrication system. Sa lubrication system naman, ang lagi lang natin chine-check dyan is yung filter. Of course, kung may pressure ba yung pump mo, kung may nagsisirculate ba na oil sa bearings mo, may piston cooling, meron tayong piston cooling doon piston cooling oil, may mga cycles doon, kung may nagpo-flow ba doon. Those are the things that you need to check. The next that we have here is the bilge and ballast system. Alam nyo na to, bilge is yung sinasabi sa inyo doon sa Sintina, bilge well, it collects all the water that we are producing on board. Tapos, meron din tayong ballast system. Ito yung nagme-maintain ng ship stability. Minsan, nagkakaroon ng problema sa mga pumps, sa mga pipelines, kasi sobrang lalaki ng mga pipes na yan. Sobrang laki niyan mga nasa 1 square meter siguro. Gawin mo siyang, yung 1 square meter, drawing ka ng circle doon. And that is how big the pipes of a ballast system is. Nasa 3 tao doon sa loob niya. Parang ganun. So, minsan kasi nag-leaking yan, yung mga expansion joints niya, yung mga expansion joints, minsan naluluwagan, nagkakaroon na leaking. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng problema. But this one are just minors, kasi tubig lang naman yan, hindi ng problema yan. The next one, or the last one that we have here, is the ventilation systems. Ventilation systems is very essential, lalo-lalo na sa engine room natin, and of course, accommodation natin. Siyempre, kailangan natin ng fresh air from the outside or cool air para naman hindi tayo laging pinagpapawisan kahit nasa loob ng akomodasyon, lalong-lalo na sa engine room natin. Kasi kung walang hangin na pumapasok sa engine room, and then magiging oxygen deprived na siya. And that is, mamamatay na tayo sa engine room, hindi na tayo makakapagtrabaho. And of course, wala walang masasuction yung turbocharger natin, wala siyang ibubukas sa loob ng main engine, hindi aandar yung makina natin. So that is the importance of the ventilation systems. But this one is very easy. We just need to check the fans, yung mga supply fans natin, kung meron ba, or yung mga motor niya, kung gumagana pa ba, something like that. This one is very easy lang naman. Okay, so those are the things that are prone to emergencies. But these are just a few of engine room systems that are prone to emergencies on board ships. But if you are effectively applying your planned maintenance system or preventive maintenance, regular inspections, prompt response to issues and crucial mitigating risks, hindi mangyayari to sa inyo. So you just need to follow the things that you learn from the school para hindi kayo mabuligyaso sa barko. Alam ko, pagsampa ng barko, there would be experts there. Sasabihin, hindi naman kailangan yan. Parang ganun ba? But, masasabi ko lang is, kung ano sa tingin nyo ang makakatulong sa inyo, you have to keep it with you. Yung mga mali na matututunan nyo, iwan nyo na lang dyan. Kasi mali nga eh. There's no need for you to carry it out on your career. Yung mga good things na malalaman mo lang, or yung mga good things, good trainings, good habits that you're going to learn during your shipboard training, isama mo sa buong, what do you call this one? Sa buong career mo, and then you'll become a successful seafarer one day. Malay mo, magiging chief engineer na kita soon, diba? So, yun. Let's move on. Okay, so this is the case study that I've been talking about. So, try natin mag-case study kahit dito lang sa online or discussing it. I was planning to give this to you, or alright, this is what I'm going to do. So this part, i-upload ko na lang siya sa ating what do you call this one? Canvas, and then you will be the one to provide the things, or for example, mag-provide kayo ng ano ba yung probable cause, and then what are the things that you need to do. Or never mind, let me just read this to you. So the case study is emergency repair of a main engine cooling system leak. Sabi niya dito, the background is a medium-sized cargo vessel is underway on a transoceanic voyage when the engineering officer on duty in the engine room detects a sudden increase in temperature and pressure readings on the main engine's cooling system. Upon further inspection, it is discovered that there is a significant leak in one of the cooling water pipes connected to the main engine's cylinder jacket, or yung jacket cooling water natin. Right, so that is the background, or that is the case. Let's move on. Sabi niya dito, a medium-sized cargo vessel. Underway, transoceanic, sudden increase. Detects a sudden increase in temperature and pressure readings on the main engine cooling seawater system, or main engine cooling system. If there's a sudden increase in temperature, ibig sabihin, there is no pressure going to your main engine. Wala na siyang cooling eh. Wala nang cooling na pumapasok sa loob ng engine mo, kaya tumataas yung temperature niya. Sunod dito, sudden increase in temperature and pressure readings. Tumataas yung pressure niya. Bakit siya tumataas? Wala naman na circulate. Maybe, pabalik-balik na lang siya doon sa pressure gauge mo. Hindi na siya makapunta sa jacket cooling water because upon further inspection, it is discovered that there is a significant leak in one of the cooling water pipes. So there is a leaking sa ating main engine. Now let's move on to the findings that I have made. So, let's see the emergency response that the engineer have done. So ito yung emergency response na ginawa niya. The first one that he did was immediate assessment. The engineering officer promptly notifies the bridge and initiates emergency procedures. The vessel's chief engineer is informed and the crew is mustered to assist in assessing the situation. Of course, there's a assessment at first. Sabi nga natin, think first before you engage or brain first beforehand. Huwag yung nakita mong ganun, magpapanik ka na. Tatapalan mo na lang gamit kamay mo. Sobrang init niyan. Main engine cooling yan. Hindi yan bababa ng 70. Nasa 81 yan or 82. Sobrang init yan. Almost kukulo na yan. So, you have to assess it first. Ayan, sunod niya na ginawa nung na-assess niya na, isolation of system. To prevent further leakage and minimize damage, the affected cooling water pipe is isolated by closing the relevant valves. This action temporarily stops the flow of cooling water to the affected cylinder jacket. Oh, luckily, meron siyang individual valves for each cylinder. Karamihan kasi yung mga old model ships kasi is wala silang isa-isa na valve na papasok sa cylinder niya. So this one, luckily, meron daw siyang valve na papasok lang doon sa specific na cylinder na yon. Okay? Ano yung next na ginawa niya? Containment measures. Absorbent pads and spill kits are deployed to contain any spilled coolant and prevent it from spreading to other areas of the engine room. Meanwhile, the engineering team begins to assess the extent of the damage and formulate a repair plan. O, diba? Na-isolate niya nila yung problema and then they're starting to contain the problem. And then they're also assessing or beginning to assess the extent of the damage and to formulate the plan. Ngayon, they're already formulating the plan, so there should be a repair plan development. Based on the assessment, it is determined that the leak is caused by corrosion in the cooling water pipe. A temporary repair plan is devised to address the leak and restore cooling water circulation to the main engine while underway. Nagkaroon na siya ng corrosion, maybe due to long time na. Hindi kasi natin may iwasan yung corrosion eh. Magkakaroon pa rin talaga yan. So, maybe after they isolated it, nag-fabricate siguro sila ng bagong cooling water pipe. Siguro may mga spares din sila on board. Tapos binalik na nila yung cooling water pipe. And then, they tried siguro. Of course, lalagyan mo siya ng gasket para hindi mag-leak doon. And after some time, nung binuksan nila siguro, okay na, or naibalik na siguro nila yung cooling water circulation while the main engine is underway. Okay, very good. Galing ang response nila. Next is temporary repair execution. Using onboard tools and materials, the engineering team fabricates a patch. Nag-fabricate lang sila ng patch to seal the leak in the cooling water pipe temporarily. The patch is securely bolted in place and pressure tests are conducted to ensure its integrity. So pagkalagay nila ng patch, pre-pressure test nila bago ibinalik yata doon. Ang galing. They are very thorough. Ayaw nila ng, okay na yan, lagay mo na. Then after some time, masisira na naman, diba? They wanted to deal with the problem slowly but surely, diba? So ito yung dapat ginagawa natin during emergency situations. Next, system restart. With the temporary repair in place, the affected cooling water valves are reopened and the main engine is restarted. Monitoring instruments are closely watched to ensure that the cooling system operates within safe parameters. Okay, so after the temporary repair that they have done, binalik na nila, binuksan yung mga valves, and then pinandar yung main engine. Parang ba't sinabi niya doon kanina, underway na sila. Maybe nasa gitna siguro sila ng dagat, but the main engine has stopped. Dapat nilagay nila doon, in-stop nila yung main engine, para idagdag nila sa emergency response. Or they could just have slowed down. Kasi kung mag-slow down ka, of course, bababa rin yung temperature ng cooling seawater mo. Para hindi na nila kailangan patayin pa yung main engine. But they've already repaired it. So the affected cooling water valves are reopened and the main engine is restarted. Okay, good. Next one is the continuous monitoring and follow-up. Following the temporary repair, the engineering team conducts frequent inspections and monitoring of the cooling system to verify the effectiveness of the patch and detect any signs of further leakage or deterioration. Plans for permanent repair are developed for implementation upon arrival at the next port. Diba? So temporary repairs are, of course, temporary lang. Baka yung temporary nyo hanggang matapos yung kontrata nyo, ha? Ganun. Temporary should be maybe from next port. Kung wala kang spare, nag-order ka, after ma-receive mo yung order mo, palitan mo na siya kaagad. Hindi yung temporary repair lang na pagka-repair mo, sige, okay na yan. Hanggang next kontrata na yan. Di pa naman yan sasabog. Huwag ganun ha. Huwag yung gawin yan. Okay? So, plans for permanent repair are developed for implementation. Sige. So, maybe after next port, may na-fabricate na siguro silang cooling water pipe para ipalit doon. So, that's the thing that they have done. Very good. And then, they continue to monitor it. Of course, baka mag-leak na naman, di ba? So, iniwasan nila yun. Okay? So, the conclusion. Let's see the conclusion. Through prompt detection, decisive action, and effective emergency repair procedures, the cargo vessel successfully addresses the emergency in the engine room and restores the main engine's cooling system to operation. The incident highlights the importance of crew training, emergency preparedness, and rapid response capabilities in maintaining the safety and integrity of marine propulsion systems during voyages. Additionally, it underscores the significance of proactive maintenance practices and the need of comprehensive contingency plans to mitigate risks and minimize disruptions to vessel operations. So, that is the conclusion. For my own conclusion, wait, sorry, someone's calling. Right, sorry about that. So, okay, let's proceed. For my conclusion, the initial thing that they've done, yung pagka-spot niya, hindi muna siya gumalaw doon, inisip niya muna kung what's going on, bago siya gumalaw. That's a good practice. Sabi nga nila, engage brain before hand. Bago ka humawak, engage mo muna yung brain mo. Kasi baka kung hawak ka ng hawak doon, sabi nga, meron tayong tinatawag na yung monkey see, monkey do. Kung alam niyo yun, galaw ka na ng galaw, hindi mo pa naiintindihan yung buong yung the whole system, hindi mo pa siya naiintindihan, pero galaw ka ng galaw is a big no-no. Minsan nagkakaroon siya ng mas malaking problema kapag galaw tayo ng galaw ng galaw. So before you engage, you have to use your brain. Then after the assessment, syempre nag-a-assess na siya, tumawag na siya kay kapitan, tumawag na siya kay surrender, which is very good. Tapos, ano pa ba? That's it. It is a very good thing that he actually assessed it first. Then after that, nag-slow down nata sila or tinignan niya na kung ano ba talaga yung problema. Then they do the emergency repairs, temporary repairs. Okay? During emergency repair pala, there's no need for you to do temporary repair kung meron ka namang spare. Kung yung repair na gagawin mo is you can do it as in permanent repair, then permanent repair na. Huwag ka nang mag-result to temporary repair. For example, meron ka namang pamalit dun sa cooling water pipe na yun. Bakit mo pa siya papatsapan? Diba? There's no sense of it. So, kung meron ka namang pamalit, palitan mo na lang siya ng bago. Pero kung wala siguro silang pamalit, hindi pa sila nakapag-fabricate, that's the time na papatsapan mo muna siya. Diba? There is a sense of that. Yun yung emergency repair that I'm trying to tell you guys. So, I hope you guys learned something, kahit konti lang. I hope I have expounded myself truly, and I hope I have instilled something in you. Yun, that concludes our lesson on emergency repairs. For next meeting, I'll be conducting a short quiz regarding this one. Hopefully, we'll be able to see each other face to face. I'll be giving you oral exam and maybe a short quiz only. Right, so that's it. I will be posting this one sa inyong Canvas, so make sure to read this one, understand it, and have a nice day. Thank you.